Now we'll start our today's session. So today's session is about the who am I? Okay, the awareness of who am I. So fundamentally, most of the people, if you ask who are you, then they will tell about the name, their name, where they stay, where they belong, where they are originally from, what is their father's name, or if they, spouse's name, and all the family names and everything. Son of so and so, or father of so and so, or brother of so and so, and all these kind of things, or maybe the designations and which company, which position, and or your social status. So this kind of things. So the people identify it with that. There's nothing wrong in that, but this particular issue of that the who am I. So basically, we are there's nothing wrong in saying those things, but those are the identifications of your ego. Okay, so when this society has not started, if you ask someone who are you, then they will tell that how they are surviving. Okay, that if you have an ancient man and somebody, then so they are the survivor. From the survivor, when the survival thing has gone, that those issues are not there, from a society, security came and all this kind of thing. So then they started going into that. Last week I have explained about the different levels of understanding God. No? So who am I is also similar. Okay. At different level, people identify themselves differently. And it is the same question, who am I? And another question is what I am doing here. These two fundamental questions, it started the spiritual journey. By these simple questions. If you are still happy with all those, whatever I just explained, that your name, your family, your relationship, or your position and your status and all those things, then you have not come to that stage yet. Your spiritual journey has not opened yet, because this question didn't arise. So there are, there are saints earlier. So they used to send for this question, say if you just live your life, if anytime you feel that you have the question arises that who am I? Okay, what I am doing here? Truly, okay, if it arises and you don't get the answer, then you come back. Okay, that means as long as you get the answer from external world, your spiritual journey has not started. You are identified with something. That's nothing wrong there. But your identification with your ego, it's okay. When you don't get the answer, or there is another level also ego, which is other than identification, you wanted to win everything in the external world. You are the top, number one. I'm the winner. So I'm the first in so-and-so competition. I'm top in the class. Or I get so-and-so in mathematics, or something like that. Basically, it's a winning something. You identify yourself with the winner. There was a debate competition and, I come first. Something like that. You identify yourself with a winner, champion, and things like that. And that is also nothing wrong there. So why the saint said that you come back when you're asking who am I, you didn't get the answer. because at certain point of time, you realize that these are useless. Okay, you feel good momentarily, it's okay. Suppose, as for example, you are running, wanted to become a rich. Finally you have struggled hard and a lot of money and all those things, and you become the owner of a company, and you have a lot of wealth. So initially, maybe some people, oh, you have this, you have that car, you have that house, only for few. So people think that, oh, my friends and relatives will salute me all the time. It never happens. Initially, they have, okay, oh, you have this, okay. After that, they got used to it. They will come to you whenever they need money, okay, and you will not give, and you become their enemy. That will happen if you become rich. Okay. So in either way, you are not getting the credit and salute you wanted to have by having that kind of money, that kind of wealth. Okay. But you thought it is not happening that way. So at the end of it, that purpose is also not served. No? So people are not appreciating your wealth. They will forget or take it for granted. Suppose you pay bill for your friends because you are the richest among your friends. After second and third time, nobody will bother even to ask. They know you will pay it. Okay. They will not give you credit for that. Don't even say thank you. Oh, he is rich, he will pay. Don't bother. Something like that. So again, your ego gets hurt. End of the day, you're spending money, but you're not getting the credit. So anyway, so let us not go into that. So the games people play, and so you got fed up into not fed up, you got saturated with all these human games. Okay, what people play, what they try to achieve, and how they miserably fail ultimately. So then again you come back to the question, who am I and what I'm doing here? Is that all? After having, suppose I wanted to become that rich, treating friends, giving them this and drive a huge car, stay in a big, these things and all. If I have that big, huge house and all, and it is just to show my relatives, no? You tell me how many relatives have come in last 5 years in your house and stayed with you? Almost one or two maybe. So for that you have done so much effort, created all your life, and then you have, but by the way, I'm not talking the family members who come and stay as a normal, as a part of I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the friends or to whom you wanted to show that your wealth. How many of them you came? And anyway, so what I'm saying is, beyond that, even if they came and stay and all that thing goes, they will not, that image building has not happened. Whatever you wanted to do that. Okay, then you started posting everything on the Facebook. After 1 year also, you get branded. In Facebook, so-and-so does this all the time. Credit goes again, coming down and down and down. Diminishing return happens of this appreciation and number of likes. So ultimately, again, after say 2-3 years of Facebook experience, we think, who am I? Why I'm doing this? Is it really working? It's not working. Okay. Or somebody else has bought something, people are going behind that. So anyway, so all those things not working. All these are pointing you towards it. There is enough of this outside world business. Don't go to the limited stuff. There is an unlimited potential there, but that cannot be achieved externally. Then we started searching meaning of life, asking question, who am I really? This is the life? We take bath and get educated or something, then get a job or started family, few children, and they are study, they are growing up, and they goes and then we go into retirement and some diseases and things alike, and then fine, thank you very much, goodbye. Uh, became a photograph. So is that the whole purpose of life? So then the search comes, which I mentioned earlier also, that something infinite, something non-perishable, something permanent, something not selfish, something unconditional, you know. Why we search that for the time, just for the argument's sake, I'm saying, we are searching that because we are created out of that. That's why the search started there. We understood this is not what we are. We tried all those things. Maybe, successful or so-called social standard, but you stop living in somebody else's eyes, no matter what. Maybe your aim was to come into the page 3 of the newspaper. You had it. But after having you, now you are realizing what is fun of all these things. Okay. There's no point. That is, it doesn't give that kind of satisfaction or sense of achievement, sense of joy. So all these are aiming towards that. And when you start searching, then you step into spirituality. And when you seriously searching, some master will appear in your life. You need not to, find it. Master will find you, or Guru Mandala will find you and send you one appropriate, guide to guide you henceforth. So far, whatever I have said is all about the external. And if you understand that the physical level, then now it is started with the quantum level, means some transitionary level. After that, it will go to the energy level, which is further higher. There is nothing physical, it's all energy. So what to this transition is, Guruji Prem Nirmalji says, it's all about traveling 1 foot distance, head to heart. Means rather than intellectual, you have to go towards your feeling and compassion. That transition is the spiritual transition. There the spiritual journey starts there, from when you start operating from the heart. Then that can only happen if your ego dissolves. If your ego is still there, that you cannot walk that path further. Always you will be dragged into the ego. So what masters, they teach you first how to, annihilate your ego, or at least bring ego under control. Means ego is not the driving force. There's much, much greater power than the ego is there. And that is the truth lies there. So the master will guide you towards the truth which is within you, your soul consciousness. That transition will open your heart. You will not be bound to only the materialistic and intellectual understanding of the things. In fact, if somebody is too much into intellectually pursuing the effort, they will miss the point every time. So here I'm sharing what I did. It was very difficult to do that. So far, whatever our learning or whatever our way, whether to go beyond it is very difficult. So what I did, I switched off my intellectual mind and exactly follow the advice of my guru. Ditto. Okay. If he says, breathe in like this, breathe out like this, I will do like this, without questioning. Or if he says the inhalation should be 3 seconds, exhalation 2 seconds. I didn't contest. Okay. I didn't say, what's wrong in, if I do 3 seconds, 3 seconds. We're doing it all the time. It's a breathing. No? Don't make a big fuss about breathing. We know how to breathe. Huh? From the birth, I'm breathing. That mind, I stopped. I said, calm down, champion. Take it easy. Just look at it differently. Here your mind will be spoiler. Okay. So luckily I managed to do that. Otherwise, I'm sure that my guru could have been told, okay, whenever the question again comes, who am I, what I'm doing here, you come back. Like the saint I have explained. No? Any question? Okay, now I think my voice is coming. All right, so what I am explaining is that is the transitionary point. More you become logical, you will lose the further journey to explore who are you. Here you need a guide because that is uncharted territory. If you go some new country, you need a guide, no? But nowadays, of course, it is GPS is there. You can, but at least you need some help because you've never been there. Okay, so that is the time where to take help of a spiritual master and guru to show further the way forward. You have to walk. Nobody will walk for you. Then you will be guided towards the idea that a survivor or that is personality or winner is not you. There is much, much bigger identity you have, which was earlier hidden. So now you pursue that. Okay. First you pursue that in dropping those lower parts, like lower identities, so that you can jump into the higher identity. And there, when you go there, you realize that you are only the part of the whole and all parts are equal. Means there is a level, it's only identity makes the difference. Otherwise, that level is all equal. When that level, which is soul level, or that all souls are all equally powerful. It is a choice what they incarnated, how they make, that is the difference in the lives we are facing. So from that, in the new, you can say, fellow feeling will come. Okay, we are all equal. We didn't realize that before. We are fighting with the differences. And mostly we are similar. We came from the same source and ultimately we end up in the same source. These fellow feeling open up your heart. Okay, action you will take out of compassion, things like that. Those are spiritual aspects. And when that opens up, you pursue that further, then you have your own truth, own settlement by your own soul's journey. How to do that, you will be guided, and all of you are guided already towards that direction. You are practicing it, what you call sadhana. Through your sadhana, you will be able to download those informations, the universal knowledges, not from the external world. Those universal knowledges called Brahma Gyan, universal truth. Okay, it is not owned by anyone. The question is whether you know it or you don't know it. So initial stage you started to knowing. How you know? Through your inner feeling. That's where your intuitive thing comes. You become a knower, not accumulator of the external knowledge in your brain. Memory is not involved here. The inner knowing. That time, if I ask you, who are you? You say, I am an intuitive knower. See? If that sadhak, that I intuitively I know it, these words were not used earlier. Okay. Management studies, they try to twist that into different level, a gut feeling and this and that, but it's not that. No. Those also came from the brain. They wanted to be smarter. Use those terminology into the ego level so that they can sell things to people or, manage people. It's not that. Intuitive feeling is a direct connection of the truth. It is not about how you manage others. It is about how you manage yourself. Those knowledge, knower. So first, if you say, I understand, then that thing will come, I know, but no ego involved. It is not, I know better, or I know better than you. There is no other thing there. Just, I know. Because you become knowingness. You will operate from the knowingness. Okay. Or you can say that I'm a spiritual, I'm spiritual seeker, and I'm getting knowing. I'm developing myself through inner knowing, through direct experiences, through feelings. So like that, when this journey starts, it's nothing to do with the external world. Those have gone. Now, when you come to a stage when all your questions are answered, through inner knowing, through same sadhana, and you operate in this compassionate world and all those things, and all your chakras are open, broadband connection established, then you get enlightened. Enlightenment means any time, all the time you'll be guided from the divine. There's no longer lower level is controlling you. Constant touch, 24/7, broadband connection opened. You are guided moment by moment, your higher self, or soul consciousness. Or in other words, your inner guru awakened. When that happens, then if somebody says that, who are you? Then it will be that I am the enlightened consciousness. I'm part of the whole. There is nothing me there. I'm just part of the whole. And there the realization will come that you are the co-creator of your realities. Whatever you wanted to manifest in your life, you are the co-creator. Why co? Who is the other one? That is the universal consciousness, which is the creator of the universe. So it is basically the creator of the universe and your own individual soul consciousness. That is creating your reality, both together. If you want to plan another life or to have some kind of experiences, you are creating that. So now you are a powerful, you are the part of the creative energy. And from there, when this all experiences are over, you go into that oneness. If you said, who are you? Answer will be, I am, nothing else. That's enough. You are a being. There is no qualification required. I am is, same. Soham. Okay. So that is the final consciousness level of saying I am. So I have some Deepak Chopra's book. I highlighted few lines. He also discussed something about that. Let me see what he says about different level, how he defines it. First, he says in the bottom level of the chain. So he says it is fight or flight response. If you say that who am I, if they operate from that, because he is telling fight or flight response, then is a who are you? Answer will be I am a survivor. Next level, he is telling reactive response. Who are you? Then it will be I am the personality, the ego. Restful awareness response. So then he says, who are you? He said, I am the witness. Silent witness. Then intuitive response, he said, I'm a knower. Knower within. Then the creative response. Who are you? I'm the co-creator. Okay. Then visionary response. Who are you? It is, say, I'm enlightened awareness. And sacred response, the last one, he is defining who are you? He said, I am the source. Okay. This is what his experience he has mentioned there about the response of different levels. But anyway, fundamentally, you got the overall structure, how the who am I, it develops with a different level of awareness. We all say that nobody is lower than you. Nobody is higher than you. And nobody is equal to you either. Okay. The reason is we are all unique. We are having our unique life's journey. Okay, if you don't want to use the word spiritual, because life doesn't start at spiritual, it is coming below that also, even though that is also spiritual, but at that time it's not known. So, in the life's journey, we are we are walking our unique journey. Because at one level, in a higher level, we came from the same source, go back to the same source. In that case, we are equal. But when in the life's path, we are unique. What is the difference there? Not comparable. No one can compare. But in your own journey, there are different levels. Forget about comparing with others. Everybody having their own journey. But in your own journey, you are at different levels. I'm just making understanding clear. Based on your own awareness level, the question you answer, who am I, changes. It depends on your awareness. It doesn't matter what the truth is and what somebody else is saying, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter my awareness is better than yours. It is not that. Okay. It is telling about that my sunlight is better than your sunlight. It is all nonsense. Okay. They came from the same source. The question is whether you are getting it or not getting it. Okay. Somebody is aware, somebody is not aware. It's okay. So, but how many percentage of you are getting, that makes a difference. So sunlight we have coming through a window, a little bit filtered out. It's okay, but still I'm getting it. And it is in the night time, or I go to some bunker, I'm not getting it. It's okay. At that time, sunlight is zero. But availability to you, it has nothing to do with the sun. Okay. So this is our, to summarize it all, what we are walking is developing our awareness. Through different practices, experiences and all, at one level will come, the doership will go. Another level will come, all practices will go. You don't need to do any practice whatsoever, even the spiritual practices. You will come in the knowing stage and then being stage. Nothing else to be done. Everything is understood, experienced, and just be there. Be directly connected with that divine source. And that is the state called Sachidananda state. Sadachit Anand. All the time, infinite joy, connected internally. No matter what is happening in the external world, you are connected with the source. There is no limit and there is no percentages, there is no comparison either. That's why I give an example of the sunlight. Okay, my sunlight is better than yours is nonsense. Drop that idea, get connected, get the sunlight that is needed. Okay, so remove all the curtains, be completely lightened up. That will change your life. That will have the ultimate purpose of your life will be served under that. All right, so this is the explanation part of it. So if you have any question, just you unmute and ask me.
Guruji, what is the difference between I am and I am that? Or I am means I am that only?
Yeah, I am that. It actually, I am is without any qualification. I am that still has a qualification. That means you are still separated a little bit.
Yes, it means that I am there's Advaita there. No, sorry, Dvait is there still.
Yes. Okay. I am that is not reached the final stage yet. You are not the source yet.
Okay.
You know, you are claiming to be the source because you are that.
You are that. We have come to know you are that, but still not fully united.
Yeah, because your awareness has not gone to that level that everything is under you. Okay. You are still approaching it as outside you.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the I am that. There is nothing wrong with that. That is just the level below. But ultimately, I am is good enough. Because you are the source, you are the creator. You are that oneness will come.
So what happens when we keep repeating this word I am, or keep reminding ourselves? People say that you keep reminding yourself I am. Does it make any difference? Or
A lot of difference. It looks at who you consider as I. This whole session is on that, no?
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
I am
But
so and
we
so, I am the boss of the company, I am the father of so and so. So to whom you identify with I, that makes the difference.
That makes
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Guru.
Yeah. So that is the awareness level. So what we discussed about at the highest level of awareness, then no qualification required.
Correct.
I am is good enough. Everything is in me.
Okay.
I am not anything because everything is me. That you experientially understand. Okay. But the reality is you cannot stay in that awareness for long because we have a physical body. So we need to come down in the practical level just to be in the body.
Okay.
Okay, we cannot have that all the time. And means in other words, as long as your physical body is there, there is some limitation. Okay. The connection, there are different types of kundalini. Okay, I'm not going into that. It will be, I'll stuck into that thing altogether. Different levels of kundalini. You know, one type of kundalini awakening, which will be permanently connected, you cannot have that. Your physical body, you have to leave your physical body in that case. Okay. But there are other type of kundalini which you can awaken through your chakras, which will get you connected, but you have to come back.
Come back.
Okay. As long as you leave, it is not possible to have that level, to stay there. Okay. So that is the understanding part of it.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah.
Yes, Nirupam.
So in the meditative awareness, we feel that I am the love, Prem Sarupa. So that is the purpose, or that is the target. So what is that? How do you feel? What is that the level when I feel that I am the love? Uh,
Yeah. So Prem Sarupa is something different. Prem Sarupa, we all created from the loving energy, love, divine feminine energy. Okay, that is a Prem Sarupa. But that feeling expansion of the love, the universal love, when you feel, okay, then we are awakened consciousness. We operate from heart. So that awakened consciousness is universal. It connects everybody. Means when the somebody was asking Ramana Maharshi, so okay, what about others? So he said, I don't see any other. Means everything is connected. It's a part of me. So feeling love. Okay, let me put it in this way. We get connected with the awareness from the spiritual energy. This higher level is there are two energy, love and light. Ultimately, pure love and pure light. We get connected, empowered with the light of awareness, but operate through our pure love. So when you operate from your pure love, then you are operating from the spiritual principles, passing through you, manifesting to you. Your operating level, what I was earlier talking, that it is a journey from the head, brain to the heart. It is basically when you achieve that, then you will be feeling love to everyone, unconditional love or connection with everyone. Okay. So this is that awakened consciousness. Is operating from that awareness and expressing it through pure love.
Yes, thank you.
You are asking which level you are?
Yeah. That is what I am telling. That means what we defined all the things. I am love was not there in that explanation, or it was not there. So
No. So I am love means you are operating through love. No,
okay.
you came. See, all the levels you came from that. That is the truth. Okay, but when the first you open up your when you're the under spiritual practices you've started doing, to that when the ego gets annihilated, your heart takes over. Then you operate not by the ego, by the heart. In the chakra level, when your heart opens up, heart chakra opens up, then you feel the connection, the divine connection. You feeling that. Okay, nobody need to convince you for that.
yeah.
Okay, so that is the level you have crossed. So that is the level your heart chakra opens up. That is, if I go into the level, if you take PVF level, okay, personal energetic vibrational frequency, that then it will give you some context of what level I'm talking about. 250 is neutral frequency, 250 hertz. Below that is negative. Means below that is all what is called lower chakras, survival and all this kind of stuff. 250 to 499 is the area of your strength and ego and ambition and intellect. Why 499? The moment you go to 5, your heart chakra opens. So 500 plus is love above. Then all these things, creative response, direct knowing started coming to you. You are no longer bothered about this lower one. Okay, so in other words, if you are operating 500 plus, you are in a category of love and above, which is completely spiritual. Because unless until we cross 500, our spiritual journey has not started. We have some idea, we know about this, or heard many things, read many books, those are possible. But you never felt it. Okay. No direct experience.
Direct experience. This is direct experience.
Yeah. Direct experience. Then you feel connected. So that's what it starts, 500 plus. And there are many, levels, wisdom, creativity, all these things started coming. Creativity means your own creative things are coming out. Then 700 is a level of enlightenment, that broadband connection opening. But only condition, all of us, almost every time we do 6-step Kriya and 6-step meditation, it cross 700, all of us. But only thing is we cannot stay there. The expanded awareness, last level we go, that is definitely 700 plus. All of you have experienced. I'm not, saying that I have done, you have not done. I'm not saying that. All of you gone there. Only what makes the difference is slowly you come down from the state. And difference is the enlightened master, they stay 700 plus all the time. They can retain that. That is the only difference. Even the oneness, highest level of experience. Any one of you can have that during normal, meditation. But you can stay there, even the master also then don't stay there. It's not possible to having a living body and stay there. You can experience, but what happens is the masters, they have a capacity to decide their operating level, which level they will operate. And most of the masters, they decide, particularly who are interacting with the external world, not isolate themselves. There's any level you can settle in. So they decided to settle their energy in heart chakra. Because through heart chakra, they operate to the humanity. The compassionate approach comes from. And for us, exactly in our heart chakra, Hridaya Guha, Babaji is sitting there.
Yeah.
To guide all of us. Okay. Because we have chosen to come to this heart chakra and operate from heart chakra only. Because it is, it makes our life mission fulfilled very fast if we operate from there. If we isolate ourselves, go to Himalayas and operate from Shahasrar all the time, we may not get that chance to serve the humanity. So that is the thing. So in other words, in the PVF term, if you feel love and compassion with others, that is indication of your operating from 500 plus. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Thank you. Yeah.
God bless you. Any other question? No question? Everybody knows who am I? Okay.
I have got one question.
Yes, go ahead.
I could not do the stomach breathing because I was so tired I could not breathe only. So did I go back, Guruji? Even today also I am having trouble sitting. So I could not do stomach breathing. So did I go back or go down in my feet?
No, don't worry. No. You're talking, you have some physical issue, you could not do it, right?
Yes, Guruji.
Means you don't, intentionally you didn't drop it. Like I don't want to do it.
No,
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about that. It is not about doing. Okay, it is not about doing. You are blessed, you are protected. Okay. Yeah, we are protected by Mataji. Nothing will happen. But only thing, yes, you endure something that nobody can do anything about because our journeys are all unique. Nobody can walk your path. You have to walk your path, but trust that you have been taken care of.
Yes, Guruji.
All of us who are sitting there, we are all protected and guided. Doing something or not something doesn't matter. It's not a military rule. Okay. It is not that. Don't think that if you have not meditated for a few days and all, don't bother. At least what my advice is, what you do, be aware of your breath. That's it.
Okay, Guru.
Whenever you get time or if you're relaxing, just be aware of your breath. Forget about stomach breathing and all this, the rituals. Okay.
Okay, Guru.
Yeah. So it is all there, and I'm regularly healing for you and all many others. So don't worry about that.
Yes, I
Okay.
know, Guruji, with your blessings, my husband, me, my sisters, all are blessed because of you, Guruji, and Mahavatar Babaji and Mataji. Guru.
Just trust that you are protected. It's fine. Yeah. So I'm not here to take credit here. Okay.
No, Guruji.
You are blessed. You will be getting and you will be guiding. Okay. Only thing is from your side, you don't do any mistake or foolish thing like follow whatever medical advice given to you. Follow that. You will be fine. It's just a matter of time. Okay. Yeah, so there is no such thing that you could not do spiritual practice. See, last week, you attended last session?
No, Guruji, I could not.
Okay, it's okay, fine. I'm just briefing you as you bring the point. So this idea, no, the God is angry and God will punish me if I don't follow. It is very primitive understanding. Okay. It is not at all, meaningful or anything. It is our misunderstanding that if I don't do something, God will punish me. Drop that idea. Even if you're not doing thing, you are immensely loved by Babaji and Mataji and all Guru Mandala. Okay. So there no judgment, no complaint is there. Okay. So you are protected. Only you have to have your individual journey. No road in the world is always straight and always going up. There will be up and down. Even if you climb a mountain, it will be up and down. Yeah. So just have faith and walk the path, knowingly that you are protected and you are blessed.
Yes,
Okay.
Guru.
Yeah. So don't judge external factors, what is happening, as that you are less blessed. Or people, there is a movie, no? Children of a lesser God, and all. Don't go in. There is nothing of that sort. Okay, those are not reality. So it will be over. Nothing stays, and it will be over. And when it will go, it will renew yourself, both, for all aspects of your life. You can treat them like a medical surgery. No, when surgery happens, it is painful. But when the surgery is over, there is some time for the recovery. But after, suppose somebody has a gallbladder stone, I'm just giving an example. During operation, it is painful. No?
Yes.
The pain stays there for a few days and they put a bandage or whatever it is. Then ultimately, when you get cured, the bandages are removed and you become free, no? Free from the pain, and it's gone forever. Same here. So you have to withstand when this kind of cleansing or things are happening. That is not easy. I understand that. I'm not saying everything is nice and fine. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is have the faith and the patience just to pass this. It will go for sure. Okay. But you have to keep that, be in the attitude of gratitude, and whatever you can, just be in the breath awareness. That's all you need. Okay. Okay. All right. God bless.
Good. I am having one question.
Yes, Vijay.
So normally when this question comes that who am I? So normally whatever I understood that, for example, if I say I am a spiritual seeker, then I'm isolating my ego system with my spiritual system. And if I say I'm Vijay Singh, then I'm isolating myself as an ego system with my spiritual system. So in both conditions, I'm not talking about in totality. Maybe both things are created by the universal consciousness. So it means everything is single. When everything is single, then when the question comes, who am I? So why we talk about the spiritual seeker individually or as a isolated version of ego system that I am Vijay Singh or something else?
Very good question. Vijay, let me explain to that. First of all, this question and answer, it has nothing to do with you are giving to anybody else. Okay, let me clarify, because if I think if anyone is confused about this question, who am I, somebody else is asking and you are giving answer, it is completely wrong. I didn't mean that from the beginning. it is the question you are asking and getting the answer to yourself. Okay, what you identify with yourself. This question is also internal, answer is also internal. Okay, so when you ask question, who am I? Naturally, there Vijay Singh doesn't come. Because up to that level, you know. Okay. What you identify with that time, internally, that's what has been told. That is not to tell anyone. Okay. So when you consider yourself, consider, not to claim. Claim means there is outside world, you have to go and announce that what you are. It is not what I meant. Nobody will know. But to you, yourself, if you consider yourself as a spiritual seeker, then you are at that level. You consider yourself, you are an intuitive knower, you are then a level higher. It is in your spiritual journey, it is your awareness level. It is nothing to do with anybody else or what you claim to be. Anyone can claim anything. Somebody go to claim, I am enlightened. Okay. You can announce and make all these things. But here again, when I say I am enlightened, again, Guruji Prem Nirmalji's thing came in mind. That is, you said, if you say I am not enlightened, you are not. If you say I am enlightened, you are not again. Okay. Oh, sorry. If you believe that you are not enlightened, that is correct. You are not enlightened. If you believe that I am enlightened, you are not correct again, because enlightenment is beyond belief system. Enlightenment happens when this I drops. If anybody is claiming I am enlightened, definitely not enlightened. Okay. Because I is still there. That I has to go. So, and then it is basically, the explanations are also beautiful. It's like a salt doll, a doll made of salt. It has got a hand, leg, and identity, can give a name, whatever it is. So now, as long as this salt doll is there, the enlightenment has not happened. The salt doll has to dive into the sea and dissolve. In other words, it will die. That identity will die. That become the enlightened consciousness. Is a part of the whole. Like it is the whole. So you no longer identify with the small doll made of salt. The salt has been dissolved into the water. And then you get enlightened. You are the ocean. You are not that doll anymore. But to do that, you have to sacrifice the doll. The lower identity needs to be sacrificed. And that is why I is not there. You are not in the connection with the divinity as long as this lower I is there. Okay. So when it comes to the level that it comes that, I means I am saying just a matter of speaking, you realize I am the ocean, that time you are enlightened consciousness. You are no longer limited to the doll or something else. Those identities has gone. And in other words, it is saying that by death you become immortal. By dying you become immortal. Means your lower identity has to die. Then you will be connected with the soul consciousness, which is immortal. But it will not happen as long as you stick to your lower self, the mortal self. So that is the understanding of that part. So Vijay, that answers your question?
Yeah, thank you, Guruji. Understood.
Right. So it is nothing to do with the outside and how we claim and what we say. It's not about that. Internally, how we treat myself, how we consider myself. That is those level whatever I've explained. It's nothing about what anybody claims it to be. It's okay. Anybody can claim anything. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.